What's up, everybody? Happy Friday, y'all. Welcome back to Wholesale Fridays, our new everyone's new favorite tradition of the entire week. Brought my friend Jonah back on today, and he's got some a little bit of like structured knowledge for you guys today in terms of breaking down how to source from trade shows and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, and let us know if you guys like in the comments, or you popping on and let us know if you want to see like specific topics when it comes to getting into wholesale in the future as well. And also, everyone owes this man a big congrats. He just had another kid, and he's probably operating on 2 hours of sleep right now. So
we're making it through. We're powering through. three weeks in.
That's fun. Yeah, you still finding plenty of time to work on the business and stuff?
Oh, like, for sure. You already know. Like, you kind of have to, especially when you are an entrepreneur, work from home. Mom's obviously busy right now with babies. The biggest transition is like, I already have kids. So now it's like baby plus my other two. That's the biggest like transition for sure. But as long as you can get like a structured 3 hours in a day, I'd say right now, what I'm looking at it too, it's like if you have a job, you're getting paternity leave. I don't really have that, right?
Right. So
working a little bit less, but obviously still working.
That's all. It's like national working holidays and that kind of stuff. It's like, oh, that'd be kind of nice. Like these are the downsides you take with the job. But then obviously you're not asking to go, can I get off work so I can go to my child's birth? Like,
for sure.
Yeah.
different struggles. There's a lot of benefits to having a job, I was talking to one of my buddies. He got a 6-month paternity leave.
Dang.
6 months? Are you kidding me?
That's pretty good. Yeah. I don't think either of us are the quit your job to sell on Amazon ASAP types. No. And that's interesting. Like, just while we're a lot of us are obviously like you said, as long as you get like 3 hours, and I mean you're doing 8 figures a year now. Like, what does that like focused couple hours of work look like for someone if someone's new, very time limited?
For sure. I think it's just managing the system. Like once you build systems, obviously it still has a bunch of check-in, bunch of management. I have my core group of suppliers now, have the brands I'm working with, distributors I work with. So as we scale, a lot of it is just replenishment orders. Okay. After a while, if you have that historic data, a lot of it can be outsourced, but once again, like with what we're doing and spending big purchase orders, you still have to overlook everything to a certain degree. It's like steering the ship, but it does help when you have a team helping you.
Yeah, it's hard to trust the with a 6-figure, like taking a quick peek at it at the very least.
Yeah, bare minimum.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see. You said you're on maternity leave till September 2026. That's a good job there. That's a great perk. Congrats, first of all. Congrats.
Yeah. How is that possible? It's 9 months. You got 9 months.
Maybe like before and after. So I don't know. That's hype. That's hype.
That's awesome.
You just started your Amazon business. Yeah, that'll be a good little like run up period for you then for sure. Sweet. Yes. You had a little bit of knowledge prepped for us today.
Yeah. So I mean, a lot of you guys, I know we're all at different areas in our business, right? But for the majority of people, if you're first starting out, don't have a wholesale account yet, I think one of the best ways to get one and build those relationships is in person at trade shows. So trade shows are industry events where brands and distributors go and basically look for new business. So the point of trade shows is they're looking for new retailers, new people to buy their products. And now's the best time to do so, right? Like beginning of the year. Nobody really wants to open accounts in Q4. If some of you guys have tried wholesale outreach, it's a lot more difficult in Q4 than it is in Q1.
Interesting.
For sure.
It makes sense. Yeah. Cause the sales guys, like he's just counting his bonus checks in December. Like he doesn't care. They're hungry again in January though.
Yeah. And some people, they have like a limited amount of seats as a buyer. So like a distributor only sells to 10 retailers, let's say. Well, those people are always churning in and out too. That's why follow-up is so important. So if you guys ever talk to somebody and they say, now's not a good time, we're not opening up to e-commerce sellers, it's good to follow up, see when is, and because after a while, people do fall off. They stop ordering whatever it is. So you can fill that demand. So I got a presentation here. I'll walk you guys through just some of the processes we're doing for trade shows, give you some game on how you can operate at trade shows. And this works for if you're in the US, if you're not in the US, trade shows are international. So they're everywhere. I've been to them in foreign countries as well, which is really cool. So
interesting.
The same strategies work for sure. One thing I would say though is even if you never go to a trade show, you guys will still take a lot of value from this because you can source trade shows remotely. So one thing we'll talk about, I'll just go ahead and share my screen.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Every single, how do I do this?
Should be a little screen share button, and I'll pop you up here.
There we go.
What up, Sadiq? Buy Box, how you guys doing? Keep telling folks trade shows is the way to go. Yeah, it's, I mean, getting that like face-to-face interactions big for sure.
Can you see my screen all right?
Yep.
Cool. So yeah, trade shows, we'll go over it for 10, 15 minutes here. If you guys have questions, just shout them out.
Yeah, pop them in the chat. Super interactive. Any wholesale questions, all that good stuff. Yeah.
So trade shows, like I said, benefit is brands and distributors both go to trade shows depending on which ones you go to. And ultimately, the thing about trade shows is you're making connections in person. So right now, everybody's fine with sending emails. Hey, I'd like to open a wholesale account with you. I'm interested in buying X brands and I'll spend this much or whatever it is. That conversation is much better received face-to-face, in person. Trade shows are the best way to do so. Every single trade show has an exhibitor list. So as you're doing research remotely, look up a trade show, go to their website, go to their exhibitor list. Some of them, it will be hidden, like you have to register for the trade show. Majority of them, it's just public knowledge. So you can see what brands are going to that trade show, where they'll be at on the floor. And what you can do is do your research beforehand. So you can verify that they're legitimate partners. You can use tools like Smart Scout, which we'll talk about. Smart Scout is a great tool founded by Scott Needham, who was a huge wholesaler, brand partner. And really, it's just like fully encompasses what a brand looks like on Amazon. So we pull it up, we see, hey, this brand is doing $50,000 in revenue. There's 20 sellers. It looks like it's all split pretty evenly. Okay, this looks like a brand I could potentially go for. So we're doing a lot of research beforehand. And then also at the show. So we bring an iPad. A lot of people have their computer. I would always just have an iPad and have Smart Scout up. And as I was going through, obviously we do our research beforehand, but also I'm just doing it on the fly.
Yeah. And you can use Keepa to do.
Yeah, exactly. Keepa's great.
Yeah. As far as sourcing, you just need Keepa and SellerAmp.
Yeah. So exactly. And honestly, you can just do manual research with a lot of this thing. Like when you're first starting out, the real point, I like to use these tools because I think it gives me the best benefit and most likelihood to find that partner where there is a hole in the business that I could work with. Regardless of what you do, you should be doing some sort of research beforehand. Whether you do it yourself, whether you utilize virtual assistants, you can pull lists of those brands that will be going. You can search them on Keepa or Smart Scout, see what their estimated revenue is, and start to do research without ever actually having a conversation yet.
Yeah. Where do you find where's your favorite place to find trade shows?
I'll show you in a minute.
Cool.
One thing right now, I'm very much so niche specific. So I'm big in sporting goods, outdoors, supplements. I go to other trade shows here and there just to poke my head out. Sometimes I go to trade shows and I don't even actively try to open the account there. I just have conversations with people. There's the same similar trade shows every single year. And one thing that we're doing nowadays is really using AI to help with this trade show research. So you guys can all use this, whether it's Gemini, ChatGPT, whatever you're utilizing. I do think AI is going to be huge in 2026 for Amazon sellers. I know Boxem, Warner, they're all doing a bunch of stuff with AI. On the wholesale side of things, there hasn't been a ton of really good tools that I've seen yet, or even processes. So that's something we've been building out. I know Kaj, who your audience probably knows Kaj as well. He's another wholesaler, brand partner. And there's just so many different things you can do. So right now, just AI powered research. Here's some prompts you guys can use. Open up ChatGPT. Give me a list of specific niche trade shows in North America this year selling name brand products. It will pull up lists. As you guys are doing this research, you can put these lists into a Google sheet. You can do your research as you go. Give me a list of the best trade shows for distributors and finding where to buy name brand products. These are very specific. So for me, I would do sports and outdoors trade shows in North America, and then I'd start to do my research from there.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see. What should you start with? Yeah, like product wise, like is there trade shows or like types of niche that you're partial to, or just anything that's close to you?
So I do like anything that's close to you angle. So for you guys just starting out, go to local trade shows. Like you don't have to break the bank. You don't have to fly across the country. Just going to them will open your mind more than sitting behind the computer and like never looking at a supplier. So like you don't have to even talk to anyone there. You're going to walk around, see the products, hear conversations, and then feel more comfortable out there. And the conversation is really straightforward because at the end of the day, right, these people want more business. Like that's why they're at the trade shows. So like I mentioned, though, virtual sourcing, it's something we have our virtual assistants do just to help with research beforehand. So accessing the exhibitor list, researching brands, preparing personalized outreach. So like I said, you can contact these brands and suppliers without ever going so. So if there's a trade show coming up and you see a brand's going to be there, one thing that a lot of brands and vendors do are show meetings. So you can pre-schedule show meetings, especially if you're working with a brand or distributor. I highly recommend you meet them in person one time.
It kind of feels like those are the actual meetings where deals are made. Like you'll hear people meeting before, and then they've already sold before the show even starts. And
right, yeah, or like you're working with the supplier, right? But then at the show they have this special show deals, and you get 15% off. Like that's very common.
Gotcha.
So when it comes to the
when it comes to the brands that you're like approaching, you're saying like research brands, that kind of thing. Like what's like the basics of what you're looking for? Because I'm assuming you're looking for people that aren't like too small but also not too big, like kind of that sweet spot.
Yeah, exactly. So as you guys are researching brands, we're looking for opportunities. So I'm not really looking for a brand that does, $5 million a month in sales, and you go to the product listing and it looks beautiful and there's 1,000+ sales per month. A lot of wholesalers do target those high volume brands and listings. I really go for the small to medium sized partners, somebody I can add value to. So as I'm looking at brands, it's number one, are there multiple sellers or are they doing it just by themselves? So if there's multiple sellers, that's always a good sign. And then just listing quality, right? So as we all come across more product listings, just think about more than just the product, think about the brand. So does the brand have a grasp on Amazon? Wait, why does this listing only have one image? Well, that's something you could actually approach that brand, ask them, what their setup is, and then from there, potentially get a brand direct authorized account.
Sweet. And you said you wonder why people don't watch the real knowledge like this. Yeah, we got you, man.
We got you. Yeah.
So this is some knowledge.
A lot of this stuff is like straightforward though, right? Like you've heard it before. Wholesale is about relationships, face-to-face, in person, it's sales. But at the end of the day, people still don't actually take it and go do anything. So if you guys are willing to go out there, shake a couple hands, I promise you're going to have some good conversations. And then from there, see where it goes.
Yeah. Even though the first time you do it, you're going to have some weird interactions. Probably you're learning the skill. Like what's like, cause obviously now you figured it out, but like, can you think of any that just went like dramatically, like comically wrong?
I think the comically wrong ones, and I've done this before too, it's just like word vomit, right?
Yeah.
Like when you come out and you're trying to work with somebody and you're just pouring everything that you've ever heard on them, which a lot of people do. It's like, I'm not going to talk about optimizing listings,
right,
these very strategic approaches if the brand like does not have a Seller Central account,
right.
Like there's steps. Hey, do you guys sell yourself? Do third-party sellers do it? Are you in brand registry? Are you not in brand registry? Because just asking like some of the questions and then sitting back and letting them talk, you'll get to hear like their level of education with Amazon.
Yeah, because it's more like you want them to almost kind of be pitching to you by the end, I assume. Like you want them to be like, this is my problem. And you're like, oh, well, lucky for you, we can solve this problem.
Yeah. We had a guy, Justin, he's been to 3 trade shows this year alone so far. He said his goal was 10. He was getting rejected.
Well, I'd say he's on pace for that.
Yeah, for sure. He said at the last one, like the last day, was getting rejected a bunch. And then he finally had a conversation with the guy. I literally wrote it down. It's somewhere right here. It was like, I'm so glad I found you because I need help navigating e-commerce and Amazon. And like that person is out there. You just have to have enough conversations and find who it is.
Yeah. And I think it's easy for us to feel like every brand's already been approached because everyone we talk to is doing this, but like there's so many different brands and like opportunities. Like you never know who, you might be the first conversation where they have with an e-commerce seller and they're like, hey, this guy seems like they might know what they're talking about.
Right. And just think about how many new brands are popping up left and right. Like with TikTok shop, organic content. It's not necessarily like you need millions of dollars to blow up a brand now. It's like brands are starting and scaling from just everyday people. So they're going to eventually need to be on Amazon, right? So a lot of it too, you're going to be at a trade show and there's up and coming brands and man, they might not even be on Amazon or they only have one product on Amazon, but they do really well direct to consumer. They're in brick and mortar. Like these are good partners you can work with. If brands, a lot of the bigger ones too, do not want to work with you, authorized distributor strategy that still works to this day. Brands will point you to authorized distributors. I look at it as like a wholesale lead list. So as you start, doing outreach, you're contacting distributors, you're going to come across brands. Okay, maybe go to those guys directly or ask about that. When you go to brands, they'll point you to distributors. You'll find other brands that distributor carries. So it really does lead to this rabbit hole. And just understand distributors are your friend, even in the brand direct model. Big part with wholesale trade shows, especially follow-up system. I've had really good conversations at trade shows, and then I just dropped the ball and was kind of lazy, and then it went nowhere. So if you're there in person, number one, I think I had it up here. Didn't talk about it too much, but if you have business cards, that's always professional. It's a good look. People will give you their business cards. You can give them yours. If you have a company shirt or something like that, right? Like it's all better than going in your sweats. At the end of the day, I'm a huge sweats guy. I'm all about that. Working remote. I'm in them right now. But like at trade shows, dress it up a little bit. A lot of the times we're working with people older than us too. Like if you're in your 20s or even 30s.
A little more traditional, like corporate environment.
Yeah, just like B2B. Like the big thing with wholesale is B2B compared to other models and businesses that are B2C.
Yeah, and pretty much everyone you'll be talking to is an employee too. So they're going to be motivated a little bit differently than we are.
Right.
Yeah. Let's see. And you said a question on the distributors you were talking about. How do you see the future of working with distributors? Will they stop accepting invoices from authorized distributors? I mean, I can tell you there's probably no way, but
no chance. So Amazon's a free market, meaning as long as you can buy legitimate products and they're profitable, you're going to be able to sell them. They have gotten way tighter on invoices, but as you guys already know, retail invoices can still work. As long as you can prove it's legitimate with the brand, it'll still work. So I have distributors I work with. Everyone's different, but some of my distributors will give me their invoice. So now I have an invoice from my distributor, but I also have what Amazon asked for is a supplier's supplier invoice. Very difficult to come across, but with the right partners, they will give it to you no problem. Because they're legit, right? The distributors and wholesalers that don't give it to you or they're hiding, it's like, well, they're probably just buying from somebody else. So they're like they're another middleman. Because if you're buying from the brand, just block out your pricing. I don't need to see that. I just need to see the supply chain.
I feel like they'll at least be like, yeah, we buy from the brand, or we buy, a distributor. They're like, yeah, they should be able to give you a little bit of information.
While business cards are cool and I think still valuable, really right now it's like connecting on LinkedIn. Everybody wants to connect on LinkedIn. If I was you guys, take from Warner, and I'm trying to do it myself, but building your personal brand is huge. I think it definitely matters in this space too. So if you post on LinkedIn and you talk about your business here and there and you're connecting with more and more people, this eventually can be an asset to help you get more suppliers.
That's cool. Yeah. Have you had some suppliers like start reaching out to you just from personal brand, I assume?
So actually, funny enough, I've been slacking on LinkedIn, but I had a few from Instagram, and I was like, well, I don't even really like target brands like that, you know. But funny enough, I did have a brand, went through with them, I'm partnered with them. It didn't end up being like that lucrative for me at all, like a lot of returns on this product and whatnot. So we slowly separated our ways.
Sure.
But that's the best part too about wholesale. Like as I'm talking to brands is there's no agency fee for working with us. We're buying and selling your products, and we can split ways at any time. So if you don't want to work with us anymore, you know, it's all you. Trade show directories. So obviously you can find these within ChatGPT and AI, just some old school reliables. 10 Times is a website, has a bunch of trade shows and trade fair dates. My goal for you guys, I think action steps are pick one trade show and add it to your calendar. Go.
Yep. Awesome. Appreciate it, Jonah. Yeah, there's I've gone to a few trade shows myself, and they always feel you know, especially the first one feels super intimidating. So yeah, just go with a plan. That's what I'd say. Like someone who's done a lot less trade show sourcing and stuff. Like the next couple I went to, like you're saying, I looked up some of the distributors. I had a list of maybe 3 or 4 products that I knew they sold or they could have access to. That's another big one. Like, you know, if a distributor has their thing up there, they're not going to have a price sheet, but they're probably going to say, hey, we carry, I don't know, Dove and Olay and that kind of stuff. So you go and roll up and say, hey, I would love to, if the conversation gets there, it's like, hey, we want, you know, we'd love to do 1,000 of this, you know, just kind of show them you're serious, right? Just kind of get the conversation. Yeah, just coming prepared is like the biggest thing I would suggest from someone far less in the wholesale world, but still kind of dabbled for sure.
Yeah, I mean, and you've came to a couple of the things too with the wholesale network. We do like small walkthroughs because when you're in person too, it just makes that much more difference and beneficial when you have little groups you can connect with. So I do think personally, trade shows, in-person events, like that's going to be the best way for members to land those real relationships they can scale and grow with, because you never know the person on the other side until you actually connect with them. So like you can have that wholesale distributor that you opened via email and you never talk to, but like how long will that be profitable for?
Right. Yeah, and like Jonah's saying, for those of you guys who are like, you know, curious about kind of scaling wholesale, that kind of stuff, I know a lot of us are already arbitrage sellers. Jonah has an awesome community for helping people scale with wholesale, and they'll like help you find your first distributor, like all kinds of stuff. You guys can check out the link down below if you want to start working with Jonah there. He's had a lot of people find wholesale success working together. What you guys did over 10 mil last year, right?
We did. So across all channels, yeah. On Amazon, I was kind of pissed. We didn't hit it on so I was like,
Would you miss it by like 10% or something?
We did less than that this year. We lost 2 really good suppliers that were like, unfortunate. It does happen too, right? Like you can lose good brands, you can lose good distributors. We have no equity in the brands we're selling. It's all about the relationship. Some people we have contracts in place, a lot of them we don't, and you never know. So some brands try to do it themselves, but what I've seen is majority don't like Amazon and don't want to do it themselves, so they actually prefer to have somebody just do everything.
Right. Let's see, a couple good wholesale questions here. Luke said, do brands and dealers allow like how are you doing that?
Yes. So brands and dealers do allow credit card. A lot of them won't allow it on the first transaction. So some suppliers, distributors will say ACH only. That's to protect themselves because obviously people could cancel their credit card and whatnot. If you really want to
$30,000 chargeback,
that would hurt. If you really do want to pay on a credit card though, use something like Melio or Plastic. where you pay a 2.9% fee. The vendor receives it as an ACH payment, but on your side, it's a credit card charge.
Yeah, for sure. That's a good one. Let's see, difference between distributor and supplier. Yeah, I mean, it's probably just like interchangeable terms. In terms of like ungating, like Vitacost, you're good to go.
Yes. Yeah, same thing. Supplier. I think a supplier is a brand, a distributor, or a retailer.
Yeah. Wherever you're buying products from, as long as it's not some guy who messaged you on Instagram saying, "Hey, I got, Stanley Cups for $10 or whatever."
That is a supplier. It just it's not
one
that's on Amazon. Maybe eBay.
Yeah. Not one that's going to let you keep your Amazon account very long. Let's see. Can the invoice of a authorized distributor remove or solve IP complaints?
Yes, absolutely.
Yep. Yeah, and I assume like you probably don't ever really deal with IP complaints because you're working directly with the brands. Like they know who you are on the listing.
Yeah, I haven't had IP complaints in a while. You do get those other listing complaints or like customer authenticity complaints, So things like that.
Yeah, which obviously you can beat if you got directly from the brand.
And trust me, guys, like I have brand direct accounts. Something comes up or like I'm gated, I upload my documents and I get declined too. So just know like the follow-up process with Amazon's totally normal. I know you guys are all running into that with ungating and listing stuff. Like that's totally normal. Follow-up is huge, even with sellers.
And that's even with invoices directly from the brand, right?
Yeah. Authorized distributor.
Yeah. That to me proves that unfortunately there's just a bunch of people just clicking no all day long. That's what they're doing as their job at the ungating department or whatever. But yeah, that's why we're super excited about that new Boxem feature. I know Letty. I need to look at the stats again today, but there's been literally tens of thousands of brands ungated with it takes you 3 clicks to go in and ungate 50 to 100 brands at least. Let's see. What's up? Charles said retail arbitrage still viable. Yeah, man. Yeah.
My long-term play is to go back to retail arbitrage one day. Oh, you cut out. I don't know if I could hear you. Oh, now I can.
Cool. Are you saying go back to retail arbitrage? It's just like slow down the business a little bit, raise your margins, and just chill?
I'm gonna go back one day when my business is just fully outsourced.
Gotcha.
I don't have to do it, and just for fun stuff, like take my kids to Target and go scan some products.
It is definitely it's more fun than wholesale. It's more fun than online arbitrage, even what I like to do. Yeah.
It's more fun unless you're like me and like you start sweating in the aisle when people are walking by and whatnot.
Yeah.
That's why I can never scale it.
Sweet. Let's see. If a distributor is or a prep center is close to me, do you physically go visit?
Distributor in person for sure. Go visit them. Go visit them. Knock on their door. Shake their hand. Uh-oh, your volume. Jonah, are you working with any brands from Europe? Absolutely. I think this is a really good play. International brands, international suppliers as well, because there's just such a gap between us and them. Like in the US, there's a hurdle getting your products here. Imagine doing all the replenishing. What I saw too is those brands that are from Europe selling in the US, they're usually paying an agency to manage the operation. And they're paying an expensive 3PL bill because they have to have their products here, shipping in and out. The big thing with brand direct wholesale is there's no fees for working with us. So I would buy their stuff, I would manage it for them, I would send it into FBA for them. So you save these brands a lot of money.
Yep. Let's see. Kind of got shut down a year ago. Want to start again? Where should you start? Yeah, if you're starting from scratch, and I think even Jonah doing a bunch of wholesale would tell you to. With arbitrage, hit your first 5, so then you can kind of start scaling those opportunities into trying to buy those same opportunities in bulk and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, Charles, I made like a 5-hour long free course. Came out like a couple weeks ago. That literally shows you everything. I would recommend just diving in there and yeah. Sweet. Yeah. What do you look for in products like margin wise and all that?
So ideally, I'm looking for 20% gross. If I can't hit that, it really would have to be a product that's replenishable. No like large products, no electronics, no big high ticket stuff. So like some of the supplements I sell will be like 17 to 20% gross. And then obviously after net fees, it'll come down, but that's our goal really. And then for me, I'm like, if I can net 15%, that's ideal.
Awesome. Yeah. I would say that's a lot higher than a lot of wholesale sellers too. I tend to see a lot of like, highly scaled wholesale sellers way in single digits.
Yeah, it's kind of a different field. Depends on what you're doing. I never really did like big bulk pallet buys from distributors of like name brand random stuff. If you're working directly with brands though, like you definitely can get keystone margins on the stuff you're buying, which is, you buy it for $50, it sells for $100 on Amazon. That's pretty traditional in a lot of brand direct wholesale as well. And then what we do is, since we do a lot of services for brands, or we do like little advertising and PPC, you can also negotiate that. So like with some of my brands, I have 15% off wholesale. Start getting into like more of distributor talk if you're selling in multiple channels and whatnot. But for the base, I'd say, yeah, if you could go 10 to 20% gross, 5 to 15% net.
Cool. See, Laura on Instagram said, "Is Dallas a good place for shows?" Yeah, I mean, any. And then you also said Melio, and which other? Yeah,
Uh-oh, I can't hear you. I don't know if it's just me or...
See, well, the audio is going to be terrible, but you can hear me at least.
I can hear you now.
So I'm not sure what's going on, but appreciate you guys tuning in. I know I probably sound like I'm on a mic from 2005, like $10 headphone mic. But yeah, appreciate all you guys tuning in. If you guys want Jonas help scaling, again, he helps lots of people kind of scale wholesale businesses. You guys can check out the link I dropped in chat or down below. And go check out Jonas' content on YouTube and everything like that. He makes good YouTube videos. Lots of good for you guys. But appreciate you guys tuning in today. Everybody have a good weekend and see you guys next time.